What is going on, boys and girls? It's me, BenDPB, and here we have a brand new Football Manager transfer experiment exclusive to the lads on Shoot the Defence. But before we dive into today's episode, make sure you head over to my YouTube channel, BenDPB, where I've got a number of Football Manager saves. I've got one of Luton Town. I've got what's called a Ben Meet series where I interview other YouTube content creators. And I've also got a couple of football transfer experiments myself. My recent one is Ronald Koeman as manager of Barcelona. So make sure you head over to BenDPB and make sure you hit that subscribe button too. Now the purpose of this transfer experiment is to look at a couple of players that Manchester United are allegedly on the verge of completing signings for. They're Lindelof from Benfica, Morata from Real Madrid, Keane from Burnley, Fabinho from Monaco, and Belotti from Torino. And what the aim of this is to find out how they get on in a Football Manager game for Manchester United. Now I've downloaded a custom database from Sorted Outside. That database has the correct promotions, the correct relegations. It also has Manchester United playing in the Champions League. So without any further ado, we're going to dive on over to our very first transfer. That's Lindelof from Benfica. Now Lindelof is a very solid young defender. He's only 21 years old, so he's got years ahead of him in the game. He's already established Benfica player and he's wanted by several big clubs. We've heard now for about 6 months to a year that Manchester United are either on the verge of or basically signed him. And the great thing about Lindelof, as we can see here, he can play right back, full back, defensive midfield and potentially left back as well. Now he looks like a very good prospect and very good player for the future. Our next trade is Alvaro Morata, the ex-Real Madrid, ex-Juventus striker. He's joined Manchester United. He's rumoured to be on the verge of being completed. Absolutely huge signing for them. Arsenal wanted this guy a couple of years back. For one reason or another, it never went through. But it looks like this could be a very big transfer for the club. And the guy's 23 years old and already he looks like the finished article. His goal scoring record isn't the best. It's nearly 1 in 3, but you know, with age comes experience. I think in a couple of years this guy will be banging goals in for fun. And next you have Michael Keane, who's already now an established Premiership player. He's been at Burnley for a couple of years. He was an ex-Manchester United youth academy prospect, left the club to go find some first-team football, worked his way through the leagues, Leicester, Derby, Blackburn, Burnley, and now back at Manchester United. This guy looks like an absolute beast of a defender in real life, let alone in the game. If you look at those stats there, 16 acceleration, 16 pace, for a guy who's 6'1" is very impressive. And the fourth summer transfer target is Fabinho from Monaco. And this guy has an absolute storming season over at Monaco this year. Monaco themselves had a very good year. Now if we look here at the players so far, none of them are below the age of 23 years old. 4 players, all under the age of 23. Manchester United want those young players to come through and be at the club for years. They're not looking for a player to come in and set the world alight for one season. They're looking for a player to set the world alight for 5, 6, 7, 10 seasons. And one that I am looking forward to very much if it does happen. Andrea Belotti to Manchester United. Now the rumours are Torino want his buyout clause to be met, and that's €100 million, which is about £95 million, give or take a couple of £1 million of course. And he looks like an exceedingly good player for now, let alone the future. Again, another player who's very young, 22 years old as we talk at the moment. Bear in mind this is 2016, but a very good young player. Manchester United are looking for the future. I'm really excited about how these guys are going to get on. We're now going to skip ahead 1 year to 2017 to find out how these guys got on in their first year at Manchester United.
Moments later.
Now, we're 1 year into the future, I can exclusively reveal that Real Madrid on the game have signed Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and he's had a pretty damn good season. 27 league games, 14 league goals, not too bad. The ex-Barcelona player stepped over to the dark side and joined Real Madrid. What a signing that was by the looks of things there. For a guy that's down his mid-30s, has not a bad goal-to-game ratio. Now I can exclusively reveal that Michael Keane is on loan at Saint Etienne. It would appear he wasn't getting first-team football, so he left the club to get first-team football over Saint Etienne. In his first full season at Manchester United, he only played 9 league games. Could that be a sign of things to come? I'm not quite sure. I think he's a better player than Smalling and Phil Jones, but I'm a Luton Town fan, so what do I know? But For the 2017-2018 series, Michael Keane will be in France playing for Saint Etienne. Fabinho, in his first full season at Manchester United, again hasn't played too much first team football. He's only started 11 league games, all in all 19 games for the club, average rate of 6.77. Not a very good season, but it's his first season in English football. He's still got to learn the lingo. Hopefully, as the years roll on, we'll see him become a better player. And we have the hat-trick. Lindelof, his first season at Manchester United, gets next to no game time. Only started 6 league games, played 10 league games in total, did get an average rating of 6.99, which, for a defender, is pretty good. It's surprising all 3 of the young players not get as much game time as you would have thought. Now, Andrea Belotti has only started 5 league games all season. He made 13 sub-appearances in the Premiership, and to be honest, 18 games, 7 league goals, with 13 as a sub-appearance is a very good goal-to-game ratio. If I was a Manchester United manager, if I was a Luton Town manager, and my guy, as a substitute, got 18 games, 7 goals, I'll be very happy with that. And last, but by no means least, Alvaro Morata, his first season as a Manchester United player, he's played 27 league games, only got 7 league goals, which is nearly 1 in 4 goal-to-game ratio, which, let's be honest, for a player of his calibre, probably isn't good enough. Now, we've seen here, looking at the first season, that all of the guys, bar Alvaro Morata, haven't played much first-team football. So we're going to skip ahead to 2018 to find out if the guys, after learning the lingo, get themselves embedded in English culture, learning the new tactic at Manchester United under Jose Mourinho, can they improve as players? Can they get first-team football? Or better still, are they still, in fact, Manchester United players?
More moments later.
Now, Alvaro Morata is still a Manchester United player. He's now just finished his second season, 21 league games, 9 league goals, 3 man of the match, an average rate of 7.19. Now, however, he is getting less first-team football. I can reveal Cavani has made his way to Manchester United would be the reason why he's not getting as much game time as he would have liked. But nonetheless, we've seen a marked improvement there, 9 league goals, and also an improvement of the average rating. Can Alvaro Morata step on in his 3rd season and become an established first-team player for Manchester United? Now, Michael Keane is still a Manchester United player as we speak, but, spoiler for you, he's had a transfer request in. Now, over at Saint Etienne, he's played 37 league games, average rate of 6.69, which to me is a fairly poor season. But again, he has had a transfer request in, so after just 2 years at Manchester United, Michael Keane wants to leave the club to get first-team football and improve as a player. Is that a sign of things to come in the real world if Michael Keane was to leave Burnley and return back to Manchester United? That's right, Fabinho has made his way to Real Madrid for an initial £27 million, rising potentially to £45 million. After just 1 year at Manchester United, Fabinho wanted to pack his bags, get out of Dodge and make his way to Real Madrid. Could that also be a sign of things to come? I mean, he's had a very good season at Real Madrid. 25 games, 3 league goals, 2 assists, and an average rating of 7.41. Now, we can see here that he has, however, only played 14 games as a first-teamer. 11 games have been coming off the bench, so he's not exactly an established first-team player yet for Real Madrid. However, look at his average ratings, it won't be long before that does happen. Andrea Belotti has also left Manchester United after just 1 season. £26.5 million initially, rising to potentially £39 million. Now, he's played 25 league games in Spain, scored 12 league goals and an average rate of 6.96. That's a fairly average season, not quite 1 and 2, but still not a bad season nonetheless. And last but by no means least, Lindelof has left for £5.75 million, rising to potentially £7.5 million. Now again, he wasn't getting first team at Manchester United, so he decided to make the move, go to Spain, go to Atletico Madrid and play. Now we can see that he's only played 10 league games and an average rate of 6.49, which is very bad. He did join Atletico Madrid halfway through the January transfer window, so I wouldn't quite take those lack of 30 appearances as a sign of things to come. Zlatan Ibrahimovic is still a Real Madrid player. 18 league games, 11 league goals, average rate of 7.41. We can see here as well. But we can see here out of the 18 games he played this season in La Liga, only 8 of those were as a first teamer. He's come off the bench 10 games. So to play 18 games, 11 league goals, coming off the bench is superb. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, as we all know, is an absolute beast.
More moments later.
Now, the one thing you want to know, what happened to Zlatan? Zlatan has retired from football, retired at the top of the game as a Real Madrid player. At Real Madrid, he did manage to win a couple of things, named the Champions League, UEFA Super Cup twice, the FIFA World Club Cup, La Liga. He didn't have too bad of a career at Real Madrid, I must say so myself. Now, looking at Zlatan here as an assistant manager, those stats are incredibly harsh. We know how much of an absolute beast Zlatan is. Alvaro Morata is still a Manchester United player. He has finally kicked on and become the numero uno, the number one, the Don, the main man up front. 32 league games, 16 league goals, an average rate of 7.25. He's improving year on year. I hope this is a sign of things to come. Morata at Manchester United would be absolutely huge if it was to ever happen. We've got Michael Keane. Is he in the reserves? Is he a first team Football United now? Has he left the club to go back to Saint Etienne? We'll find out now. Michael Keane is still a Manchester United player. However, he hasn't played a single league game all season. Ouch. He's played in the Cup, and that's literally about it. I mean, for some reason, he managed to get himself an international cap. I don't quite know how. But still, Michael Keane has been at United for 3 years now, played 9 league games in 3 years. I mean, I don't think that's going to happen at all in real life. I think once he goes to United, if he does in fact go, he's going to really kick on. And people can see just how good this lad could and will be. Oh, and by the way, you know you're doing a good job at Alvaro Morata when you buy Lukaku for £43 million after just 2 seasons. You then flog him off for £9.75 million. Alvaro Morata is a beast.
More moments later.
So we're now in 2020. Zlatan Ibrahimovic is still without a club as an assistant manager. What is going on here? What is the world coming to? Where Zlatan Ibrahimovic is not an assistant manager of like Manchester United or Barcelona or Real Madrid or whoever. Shame on you, Football Manager. Shame on you. Michael Keane is still a Manchester United player. He's still getting no game time. He's only played 6 games for the league all season. 3 of those come off the bench and 3 of those starting. Wow, what is going on here? Michael Keane's a very good player. Look at his stats. How can you not start this guy? I mean, look, 60 acceleration, 16 pace, 17 determination, 16 heading. This guy's an incredibly solid defender. I must admit, that is a little bit harsh on FM. Yes, you've seen it, you've read it, you're right. Alvaro Morata, for the 3rd time, has made his way back to Real Madrid. £62 million, rising to an impressive £77 million. Nice little bit of business there for Manchester United. Now, at Real Madrid, we can see here he's played 21 league games, with 14 of those as a first team player, and he's bagged himself 8 league goals, with an average rate of 7.3, which isn't a bad turnaround. It's little less than 1 in 3, but again, for only starting 14 league games, maybe we've been a little bit harsh there. But still, Alvaro Morata has left Manchester United, made his way back to Real Madrid for a hat-trick. Fabinho is still a Real Madrid player, and he's getting better every season. 28 league appearances, 4 league goals, 7 assists, and a whopping average rate of 7.55, which, for a midfielder, is very, very impressive. Andrea Belotti is now an established first-team player for Atletico Madrid, and he is showing what happens when he is given the chance. 29 league games, 19 league goals, average rate of 7.32. This guy is going to get better and better with age, and I think if United can pull this off in real life, they may have themselves a real winner with this guy. And last but by no means least, Victor Lindelof is now a Barcelona player. Barcelona stumped up 34 million to bring him to the club. Would you, Adam and Eve? He has made 11 league appearances, 1 assist, average rate of 6.81, which isn't terrible, but still, Victor Lindelof is now a Barcelona player. It seemed that first half of the season of this year, 2019-2020 season, 9 games, 1 goal, 1 assist, 7.22 average rating was enough to convince Barcelona to take the stump, dip their hand in their pocket, or rather into their bank balance, it's a big transfer, and stump up £34 million for Lindelof. Wow. Now, the only trophy won during the entirety of this experiment at Man United was in his final season as a Manchester United player. Alvaro Morata walked away with a Premier League winners' medal. That's right, in the 2018-2019 season, Manchester United finally managed to get back that league trophy and win the league again. Now, you guys have been watching me, BenDPB. I hope you've enjoyed this experiment. I've enjoyed doing it. If you haven't already, make sure you smash that like button so the guys that shoot the fence know you're enjoying what you're seeing. And also make sure you smash that subscribe button too. If you haven't already, make sure you head over to my YouTube channel where you can watch me, BenDPB, doing interviews with other YouTube creators and also play Football Manager. Now, you guys have been an absolute pleasure. Without any further ado, I'm going to bid you adieu. And don't forget, before we go, diolch.